Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Harvey Carroll. I'm going to discuss pipe, frame, and truss construction for light industrial buildings. You can even do a barn amendment out of it to create like a live work unit or such. All right, so basically the process is quite quick. Personally, I would just pour piers and not the entire floor. I think that should be something that's done after. But it's really nice if you've got some scissor lifts on site and some type of light crane erection. They actually converted a truck and created a lift out of it, which is quite ingenious. And you can see the truck there, trailer, carrying 50-foot truss units. And the pipes, they simply weld it to a plate that's embedded into the concrete. And once the pipes are up, they just tack it. I've used pipe construction in the past. It works very, very well. They use a water level with windshield wiper fluid in it, which is blue. Once they get the measurement they want on one of the pipe frame posts, they will just drag that hose to the other pipes, get their measurements so they can go up and get the top frame set the way they want it. And that way everything's all plumb, straight, so forth and so on. And then they weld on plates, which I'll show you a little bit more. I'll let the professional discuss it.
They're giving another coat of paint, and then they're going to bring it with a truck, and they're going to bring it to these guys. By then, these guys are going to be ready. Then they're going to drop it in place. They're going to weld it. The guy on this side, they stab the pipe inside the 4.5-inch pipe, the truss pipe. And on this side, they cut a saddle and they drop it in place. The guy in the middle, he's up there with a level. He's gonna make sure that truss is level, or plumb, technically. And then these guys are gonna tack both ends. Once it's tacked and secured, this guy's gonna let go of that cable, and then they're gonna go get the next one. They are now welding that truss. And like I said, the other guys down there, they're getting the other one ready. So it's a non-stop procedure. These guys have it all figured out. They've been doing it for a long time. All right, so this is what it looks like on one side. This is where the truss is gonna stab in, and over there the other guy is prepping the pipe for the other side of the truss. He's actually putting a saddle on that side. Also, because this is an end wall, we have an additional 2 pipes, 4.5-inch pipe, and I don't know if you can tell, they both have saddles right in the middle, and that's where the truss is going to sit. All right, so this is the view from the top of the lift. All right, so that's how it stabs on this side. And then they're gonna work on the other side in the meantime. All right, so now that the truss is in place, they're gonna go ahead and tack it. Guy over there is making sure it's plumb. And then the other guy on the other side is also tacking the other side. All right, now the hook comes off. And done. Well, not done, they still have to weld it. All right, so now they're gonna get the trusses for the lean-to. All those trusses go on the lean-to over there. That's a 30-foot lean-to. So this is what it looks like after it's been welded. As you guys can see, the entire truss sits inside the pipe, and it's welded all the way around and on the other side as well. Most people that do this type of work, they will put the truss on top of the pipe, and then they'll just weld just a half moon underneath on both sides. But as you guys can see, this gives you a lot more surface area to weld on, and it's obviously a lot more secure. So this tab right here, this is where the purlin is going to go, the roof purlin. They're going to set that on top of the pipe, they're going to weld it to here, and that's that. That's the last truss for the metal building. Like I said, now they're going to move on to doing the trusses for the American made, and they are made to order. I'll show you what I mean. See this purlin right here? This purlin is 23 feet long, 2 inches, and 0/16. This is a 16 gauge, and this is an 8-inch purlin. The main support, we use 4.5 inch Schedule 40 pipe. Now the reason we use 4.5 inch pipe is so that we don't have to go around them with drywall or anything to cover them up. As you can see right here, this is brand new pipe. This is not used pipe. This is very important because you don't want your pipe to start rusting over time. So we use brand new pipe, and then we paint it, and in some instances we cover them up you know, with stucco, with the cedar, with just about anything that our customer may desire that fits their design style. But anyway, again, Schedule 40 4.5 inch pipe. On the walls we do 4-inch purlin. Now this is American purlin, okay? The reason I say that is some of the imported purlin, it's 4 inches, but it's only about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches here. This is a 4 by 2.5 inch purlin, okay? Everything on the window frames is 14 gauge, and the runners are 16 gauge. On the trusses for the continuous roof, we use 2 3/8 Schedule 40 pipe, again brand new pipe, and we use 8-inch purlins on the roof. The truss spacing is no more than 15 feet. We try to keep it at 15 feet or less. Again, this is a home, this is not a metal building, so it is built stronger than a metal building. Again, the purlins on the roof are 8-inch purlins. The purlins on the porch are 6-inch purlins. Now, this framework is all anchored to the concrete on the perimeter. All the sheeting on the outside is 26 gauge metal, as well as the roof sheet. So everything we use is 26 gauge. You can see we frame out all the windows, and again, we do this with 14 gauge purlins. And so that what we're going to do here is they're going to come in and just attach the windows from the outside. They screw it to the frame, they trim it, and they put their metal on. So once we do the framing, we come on the inside with 3.5 inch studs or a 2x4 stud, and then we're going to frame just to the inside of this frame here, and then we're going to come and drywall it all and just return right up to the window. So when it's all said and done, you won't see any of this, but I mean, as you can see, this is as strong as it gets. Again, the floor purlins, most metal building companies use a what they call a base angle. We use a purlin, and then we just turn it upside down. The reason we use a purlin is because it's stronger. It is more stable. You know, the angle it gets wavy. We use a seal tape on the back of the purlin, and then we attach the purlin to the concrete with anchor bolts. Once we do the wood framing on the inside, we're also going to attach that to the concrete. So again, it's very strong. So let me do a quick demonstration why we do purlins on the bottom down there. So we take a purlin, just a conventional 4-inch by 2.5-inch purlin, 14 gauge. Now you take the seal tape. This is the seal tape that we use. You take the seal tape, you stick it to the purlin, and then you peel the back of it. So this is essentially what you end up with. So the seal tape is applied to the back of the purlin. This purlin is then put on the concrete like this, just like that one is right there. And then we put anchor bolts every 3 feet, and it's anchored to the concrete. Now the seal tape is going to provide air tightness, and it's going to seal the home pretty well, so that way when we spray the foam or anything else, it's not going to create a void between the concrete and the purlin that allows, you know, bugs or anything to come in, or the foam to leak out. So this is just one more thing that we do to these barn dominiums to just make them as good as they can be.
So a great structure. Now I'm thinking that cold form steel could be a great option to do the framing for the exterior and interior. You could possibly even substitute purlins with this type of truss system, and then of course just put on your metal roofing, and it goes up fairly quickly. One person can lift it, or you can use a scissor lift and try to use long spans. That way it's much easier and less leakage. So, you know, obviously this is another building, smaller building, 30-something feet, but, you know, you get the idea. And, of course, you want to lock it in, measure it good to seal the ends, shift that over and screw it down. And use Zach lifetime screws or something to that effect, either in the lower track or upper track. And you can basically turn these into homes if you wish, or live work units, industrial, light manufacturing, etc. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And I want to give a shout out to my friends at Texas Barnuminium for, you know, the great videos that they've shared with us.